everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is one I believe I've never done before. It is a shop my stash or what's in my current makeup basket video, and I'm going to be going through my collection and selecting products that are not within my project pans to focus on. Taking a little bit of a different spin on this, inspired by, again, Sarah Rose. I watch a lot of her videos and she has a lot of like similar content to what I film, and I love what she does over there. And so she actually is doing a shop my stash where she has to use a product a certain amount of times. I believe it's 5 before she switches it out with something new. And I just love that approach because I love panning. And so that feels like a usage project pan for shop my stash, which I like having the structure around it of like, you have to use these products like a certain amount of times before you can switch them out. And it is basically a usage style project pan, but just very, very small usage. And so that is the approach that I am taking to shop my stash. I've been kind of doing a shop my stash like informally for years, where I would just kind of pull out the current products that I'm using and have them sit out on my desk versus like pulling from them from my drawers all the time. I don't know if it was because I wanted to like particularly focus on those products, or more of just laziness of like having to get something out and dig through all the time. I'm gonna go with it's probably the latter, but now I can say it's not because of laziness, but rather I'm doing this project. And so I'm super excited to do that. I have my Allergines makeup bag, and this is what I'm gonna put the products that I pick out to focus on. And I am gonna do it basically how Sarah did it, where, you know, we're gonna pick out some products. Some are gonna overlap, I think, meaning be the same product category as some of the products in my project pan, and some are not. And then we're gonna count usage on them. And as soon as I hit 5 times of using all of them, I will circle them back out, film a new video, and pull some new products in. So you'll really get to see like a lot of my collection, and also it'll be really good for me to just get some usage across all of my products and not just really focus on my project pan products, which I tend to do. And I do like doing that because I think that's the point of panning, is to actually focus on them. So I don't want to say like I don't want to do that, but this kind of forces me in a way that still feels like panning to use other products in my collection. And that's another reason I just do 5 products in my project pan, because it allows me to use like my whole collection for everything else, every other step. So with all of that being said, if you are interested in seeing what products that I pick out, please keep watching. Okay, so I'm gonna start with base. I do have this Glassy Skin Balm currently in my project pan, but I am going to take a look and see about maybe moving in another primer that's kind of doing something different. So I'm needing either the Porefessional or the e.l.f. Poreless. I think we're going to go with the e.l.f. Poreless. And then for foundation or base, I'm using this one in my project pan, but I do think I want to focus on my Uoma Beauty foundation as well. And I'll certainly use this like when I want like fuller coverage. Powder, I'm going to go with my IT Cosmetics. I have been using my Coty Airspun, but I think because I do want to pan this, I am going to just try and put it in and get some usage on it now. I think we're good with this drawer. So I currently have my Fenty bronzer in my project pan, so I think I'm gonna be good on bronzers. So I don't know if I need anything necessarily from this drawer. I'll close that. Now for blush, I think I'm gonna focus on the Ciate London Marble Blush, and it's called Marble Light Dusk. I have been working on my MAC Soft and Gentle highlight, so I am gonna switch that out. I think I'm gonna try this NARS Albatross highlight. I don't have like any usage on this one really, so I think I'm gonna try this one. I think I'm good on brows because I pretty much just use this for my brows and this Milani Weekend brow, so I'm gonna be fine with brows. And then mascara is really just these 2 right now because they're the ones that are open, so I'm good on mascara. Setting spray, I'm finishing up my Kiko Milano in my project pan, but I think that one's going to be done soon. So I'm actually going to try my Milani Make It Last setting spray. I'm going to pull out my single shadows because I don't have any single shadows currently in my Pan Those eyeshadows, and I feel like someone mentioned to me in a comment that I should roll a single shadow into a Shop My Stash, and I thought that was a great idea. So I think I'm going to roll in, I think I'm going to roll in this Kiko Milano eyeshadow in 200. So it's really pretty, like, bronzy shade. So I think I'm going to work on this one. And then for lips, I'm currently working on this lipstick, Make Me Pink from Maybelline, in my project pan. But I do want to pull in a gloss. I'm debating between Patrick Ta, She's an Influencer, and then the Carly Bible Il Makiage shade in Twilight. I feel like they're very similar with like the glitters in them. So which one do I want to use? I think I'm going to go with the Carly Bible one. I have this weird thing that at the end of every Shop My Stash video I watch, I'm like, well, why don't they get back on camera and show us everything? Even though you see everything that the person picks out when they're actually going through their collection, I always feel like they're unfinished videos because they don't get back in front of the camera and talk through everything they picked out, even though they already talked through all of it. I always think that on the ones that I watch. So to not bother myself, I guess, when I am editing, I'm going to quickly run through everything that I picked out, even though, like I said, you probably already saw it, but I think it is helpful. So I will be tracking usage on all of these, and once I hit 5, I will be good to go on that. And then once I hit 5 on all of them, I will circle them out and we'll film a new one of these, and I'll pull 5 more in, and I'll talk about how I feel about the products, and we'll go from there. So for base, I picked out my e.l.f. Putty Primer. I don't have a ton of usage on this, so I think it'll be good to just use it more. And like I mentioned when I was picking it out, I have a primer in my project pan, but I feel like these do totally different things, and so I think it makes sense to be able to use this while I'm using that and build some usage on this one as well. I also rolled in my Omo Beauty Say What foundation. If you watched my planning to pan video, this is something that I'm debating on panning. So I do actually want to roll this one in, and then I want to roll my other one that I'm debating on panning in, which is the Too Faced foundation, and just be able to use them both 5 times, and then I think that will help me form my decision on which one I do want to pan when the time comes. Like I mentioned, I'm also working on a setting spray in my project pan, but I do think that one's going to be done soon, so I figured I'll try something else. I think probably in between rolling that out and rolling something else in, and so I picked out the Milani Make It Last setting spray. I will do a spritz. You guys can see the sprayer on this one. I feel like it comes out pretty fast, but then it turns into a fine mist. So that is the one I will be working on. And then for powder, I'm going to be working on my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores because I do want to pan this year, and I've been using a lot of loose powder, so figured might as well try and use this a little bit before I actually move it into my project pan. I'm not worrying about bronzer because I have a bronzer in my project pan. Blush, I'm going to be using this Ciate London Marble Blush. I love this blush. I always think the color that it provides on the cheeks is so pretty, and it's like a rounded product, so I feel like it's going to take a really long time to use, so figured I can at least get some usage out of it during this Shop My Stash rotation. Next is highlight. I mentioned this when I was picking it out, but I feel like I have like hardly any usage on this, and so this is the perfect project. There's no expectation that I would pan it, but this is the perfect project to basically force myself to use it instead of ignoring it in my collection. And you never know, after using it 5 times, I might realize that I really, really like it. So that is the goal for this, to just get some usage on it and help me form a better opinion of it. Next is something that I do really want to focus on in these Shop My Stash rotations, and that is my single eyeshadows. And so this is a really great way to just rotate through those and kind of add them into the shades that I'm already working on in my Pan Those eyeshadows. I picked out the Kiko Milano eyeshadow in the shade 200, and like I mentioned, it's this beautiful bronzy shade, so I think this is going to be a great all over lid shade to work on in addition to what I am currently trying to pan in my Pan Those eyeshadows project. And then again, like I mentioned, I'm working on a lipstick in my project pan, but figured it makes sense to roll in a lip gloss. So I'm rolling in the Carly Bible collaboration with Il Makiage in the shade Twilight, and it is this really sparkly purpley pink gloss, so I think that'll work really well with the lipstick that I am working on, and it'll give me some good usage on this because every time I use it I absolutely love it. So I think this will be a good one. That is it. Those are the products that I am going to be working on. I hope you all found this video interesting. It is a little bit of a unique approach to Shop My Stash with a little hint of project panning, at least usage style. So I hope you like this kind of hybrid approach. If you do, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.